with the niches, you can learn all of this information, you can learn how to build it, you can learn how to sell it, and then you go out, you crush it on a sales call, and you then give a price, and the client looks at you like this, because you give them the wrong price. Either you sell it way too cheap, where you actually end up losing money because the bill of like running the softwares become more than what you actually charge them, or you give a price that is way too expensive, way out of line, and you'll get no's every single time until you give up. Let's talk about probably one of the most important things in this course, which is how do you price? And your pricing is something that is dynamic. It's going to change as you proceed in business. As you get better, as you work with better clients, as you go up market and work with larger clients, you of course will also be able to charge more. If you are just starting out, the highest value thing that you can do right now wouldn't be getting like $500 for your first project. Doesn't really matter too much. It is to get testimonials. If you can get to 5 testimonials that you can place on your website, that is going to be so much leverage, and it's going to be worth way more than like $500 for your first project. And that is why, if you're just starting out, I would definitely recommend that you work for free, or that you have an offer, and we're going to talk about offers in just a second, but where you have an offer where you give something for free to get people in the door before you then upsell them additional services. This could be things like a free website. It could be things like a free voice agent even, where they only pay for the cost. I hope you see the point. The important thing here is that we want to get to those first 5 testimonials. When you work for free, 2 things happen. One, of course, you have to do a good job, but when you do, people are going to love it, and you're going to get referrals, which is going to grow your business more. And 2, people will also want more. When you provide something for free and they really love it, they're going to start trusting you. When they then want something new done, well, who are they going to go to? They're going to go to you, and you can then upsell. So if you're just starting out for your first 5 projects, don't charge anything. Just say, well, I can do this. I can set it up. You just pay the cost of running it. That's all it's going to cost. You're not going to pay me anything. All I want in return is just a testimonial. If you say it like that, you're going to get a couple of clients, and chances are you'll get your first paying clients sooner when you do it like this, rather if you went out and charged $1,000 or $2,000 up front with no experience. What it also does is that it removes all the risk in it from you. If you're working for free and you like semi-know what you're doing, you've watched a couple of courses, you've maybe set up a voice agent for your own, but you haven't set it up for the client yet. If you say that you're going to build it for free, it takes a lot of the risk and the pressure off your shoulders because you're working for free. They're not paying you anything for it, right? Which again, makes it easier to start. So there's different phases, and of course you're going to be pricing different prices. But I just wanted to mention this, that if you're starting, then start for free. It's going to be worth way more getting the experience and getting the testimonials. All right, so you're starting for free. When do you actually then raise your price? It's actually very, very natural. Because as you start working for free and offer your services for free, you are going to get a lot of demand. People are going to want free stuff. So all of a sudden, you maybe have 5, you have 10 projects. When you have demand is when you raise your price. And don't raise it to something like insane yet. You go for free to maybe something like $100 a month or something for a service in that price point. We're going to talk about offers in a second. Then you wait until you have 5 or 10 projects again. So you're like completely filled up. You cannot work anymore. And when you have 5 to 10 projects again at $100 a month, that is what you raise prices again. And you maybe charge $500 a month. As you get better in business, you're going to get the luxury of deciding what clients you want to work with. And when you're just starting out, you're going to be working with some shitty clients. That is to be expected because they're also paying shitty prices. And that's actually kind of a cool thing and a nice thing in business. As you start working up market and working with larger and larger clients, the more they pay, the less of a problem they're going to be and the less of a pain in the ass they're going to be. You do this and all of a sudden you're charging like $5,000 a month for your services. And the crazy thing is that the client that's paying you $5,000 a month is probably also going to be the nicest, least of a problem client that you're going to have. It is an exponential curve. It starts out with as a pain in the ass because you're working with business owners that are not that good business owners because they're still like not able to pay much, which means they don't have a lot of money. They're not that good at business. But as time goes on and the exponential curve starts, when you get up here, you work with much nicer business owners that are way easier to work with and that understand your value way better without you having to convince them every single time. The largest client that we have worked with was paying us on average like $10K a month, and they were so chill, it was insane. We were like, holy shit, man, we are charging these guys $10,000 a month, and they love us. How is that possible? I'm about to show you guys because it was because of our offer. We were making them more money than they were paying us.